here's how this runs. Generally, before we start the jamming, we have a little workshop discussion about principles, tools that we can use in order to collaborate better. Because this is an all improvised jam, for those who don't realize. And it's quite incredible, actually. The things that happen when we all put our heads together and say, I don't know, and then something happens. Something special happens. Magic happens sometimes, if we're lucky. So we've been going through like a series of topics. We've been dealing a lot with textures, way to add texture, invoke different emotions. That's ultimately what a lot of this is about. Because we can sometimes get so caught up in the heady part that we don't necessarily access the heart part. How do we get to that part? How do we get to translating what does major really mean? What does that mean in terms of if I want to express that I'm feeling joyful, how do I do that? If I want to express that I'm feeling anxious, how do I do that? If I want to express that I'm sad, depressed, angry, I'm just naming emotions now. You know what I'm saying? But how do we do that? And we go through school and we learn all these tricks and tools to sound good, but what does that mean? Good for the sake of good. I think there's another level that we can reach. I've experienced it, I've seen it, where if we get beyond good, there's something else.
The afterworld.
And the afterworld. But honestly, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Because, I try to bring things into the world of the practical. And I wouldn't say this discussion is any different. But I realize that I would be remiss if I'm trying to teach anybody anything. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the center of my musical universe, which is spirit. And practically what that means, even technically what that means in terms of how we approach music. And the differences between using spirit and music and not. Because I think you can be good without spirit, but you'll just be good. If I can be honest, that's why you can, or let me be clear, there are a lot of people who are very good at music and don't think about spirit, they don't discuss spirit, they don't practice anything in regards to spirit necessarily, and they're good. But all the people I look up to, and that was really the clicking moment. I realized this when I was younger, which was like, it can't be a coincidence. It can't be. Like the people who make my body like the people who who something runs through me as I listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, whether you're talking about Herbie Hancock or you're talking about Stevie Wonder or you're talking about Coltrane or Alice Coltrane or you're talking about whoever, Mos Def. You want anybody who has in my life Take Six, who's like done something to me where I'm like, I don't understand what's happening, but I like it. Who's moved me to tears. All those people are spiritual people, not to be confused with religious. But because let me be clear, and this is just my opinion on things. Because to my belief, religion is just a system or a series of systems that we use to attempt, a series of tools that we use to attempt to understand the divine. The divine and our practices are not necessarily the same. It's just an access point. So there are a lot of ways to access. And why I'm saying this is because, and this is the thing, because I couldn't possibly describe to you in words the things that I've witnessed. Like there are spaces I've been in. Sometimes it's been in a church. Sometimes it's been in a Yoruba ceremony. There's spaces where I've been in where it's so powerful, it's terrifying. What people are able to do, what we can do with music, with sound, it's like where I've been in a church service where what they were playing was so powerful, it was so good I didn't like it anymore. I don't know how to describe that. Like I was like, I was uncomfortable. It was so good, I was very uncomfortable. It was almost terrifying. I was like, what is happening? did I sign up for this? I don't remember signing up for this. But that's how powerful sound is. And that's what we do on a regular basis. We play in the field of how sound can manifest and change environments, create an atmosphere. And to me, that's spirit. Or rather, what I think spirit is connectivity. How can we be connected? How can we be connected to the earth? How can we be connected to one another? And how can we be connected to ourselves in order to do that? That's what I'm talking about. And that's not as, for my entire life, I've just always, Will Smith going, "This is only a dream." That runs in my head at least like once a month. Anyone remember that? No? Okay. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? All right, anyway. This is only a dream. It's not so woo-woo after all. And so I try to find ways, I try to find access points, try to find ways to access spirit, to be a channel, to get myself out of the way so I can just be present to the thing. Who's seen The Last Dragon?
Now.
Who's seen? That's a damn shame. Y'all gotta see The Last Dragon, okay? Tonight we're gonna talk about the power of the glow. You gotta talk about the power of the glow.
You are the last dragon. You possess the
Power of the glow. Go watch you know what, I don't need to try to give a synopsis of The Last Dragon right now, you know it. I don't have to do that. Go watch The Last Dragon. Anyway, spirit. Let me not get distracted. So this is what I want to say, and hold on a moment. We're gonna get into the discussion part. But what I wanted to say was, there are ways that I have found that you can tangibly access that. When you don't feel, especially because we don't always feel like in the spirit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you show up to a gig and you don't feel like playing. I don't know. Does anyone ever feel that?
Yes.
I've played. If you do this for a living, you have definitely felt that. If you do it for a hobby, maybe not. But there's definitely been times I'm like, do I want to? But somehow you need to pull something out of you. So how do you do that? How do we do that? Okay, I have some exercises and things we're going to get into. Interactive to get into this. But Joy, you seem to have a thought or feeling.
All right, so it was linked to what you were saying about the things you saw me doing is me trying to remember. So it was linked to what you were saying about being present, but more so in the way we think about spirit. Because a lot of people tie spirit to religion, it's a thing that folks they get real angsty around it, right? So you think of it more of practicing mindfulness and presence, right? Being mindful of what's happening, how you're feeling, so that you can be present in the moment that you're in. And what plays in my mind and what came up in my mind when you were talking initially is this conversation that Alice Coltrane was having with Wynton Marsalis about the difference between people who, especially in jazz, blues, rhythm, all of these things that are kind of spirit-based sounds, right? It's you can hear and feel the difference in people who can read music. He goes, some of the best musicians I've ever played with can't read music, right? Or they weren't trained traditionally. And that's because to access that, sometimes you have to be present, right? To know a thing, you have to be the thing. You have to play the thing, right? Like, yeah, I could learn how to rap, but like if I'm never in a cypher, I don't know if I'm really a good rapper, right? If I'm not playing with the bands, how do I know what my voice actually is and where I have a part of that thing? How I fit in to whatever moment I'm in if I'm not able to like practice mindfulness and being present and aware of what's happening around me, what's happening within me, and stay there and not let your thoughts pull you out of that, right? But like stay there, even though sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's easier than other times. But like the practice of mindfulness, I think, is what allows us to really access the power of our spirit and understand spirit in a way that's functional in our lives, and not, it doesn't have to be scary, right? Because things are scary because you don't know them, but if you don't dare to learn them and keep following them, be brave enough to confront that fear, right? Fear is natural, but to be scared is a choice, right? So if you're not willing to be brave enough to confront that fear, follow it, and force yourself to stay here. Like you might get distracted, but force yourself to stay here. And I feel like that's the easiest way. As someone who improvises for living, I feel like that's the best way to like do it in a way that doesn't make people feel like they have to choose their faith or reevaluate their beliefs. They can understand the power they hold, and their connection to the divine is really in being present and aware and practicing that mindfulness.
I would agree. Yeah, you can clap up for that. You can clap for that. Right. And I guess what I'm arguing is that like there's different levels of here. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us are like here, or you can be here. You know what I mean? like you can be in a depth. You can be in you can get deeper into here, right? The here and the now. Like there's a deeper level of access that we can have to the moment, right? And again, yeah, not to get confused. I'm not saying you gotta be religious, because all the people I was talking about, Stevie Wonder, Herbie's a Buddhist. Stevie, you know, he's Christian. I think he's Methodist or something. Whatever. The point is, you can do a lot of different things. But I'm not to be redundant here. But I'm saying I'm telling you, like, you know, there's people who are the most educated musically people in the world, who then enter a church, and I've seen them drool over themselves trying to comprehend what this organist is playing. And they're supposed to know everything, right? So what is that about? Maybe there's something else. Okay, so let's get into, what does this really mean? How do we practically access this? So I have a couple of ideas. So the first one, it's about it's about what you put into a note. Because a lot of time I think the problem is that we take our notes for granted. You can extrapolate that to mean anything else you want it to mean. But we take our notes for granted. A lot of us, we think the problem is if the note doesn't sound good, we need more notes. Maybe you need to go home and cherish the note you have.
We got notes at home.
You got notes at home! You got notes at home. You know, but with the, instant gratification, we always want more notes, you know?
Children in Africa that would love your notes.
You said what?
Children in Africa that would love your notes.
Exactly! And that's really crazy, because you know what? I've definitely seen videos where there are some kids, they can only afford 3 notes. They concocted an instrument out of some cardboard and metal pieces, and they could afford 3 notes.
But they play them 3 notes like it's a symphony.
Right, right. You don't feel like you're missing anything, do you?
At all.
Right, right. Okay, so how do we put more into a note? Adam, can I use you as a guinea pig? Always. Ow. All right, most of the time. Okay, all right. Okay, so what I want you to do is pick a note, any note. Nice. Nice. That was all right. Okay. Okay. Pick. Well, give me just a dot. Just a. Okay. Okay. So now I want you to play that note, but now I want you to build a relationship with that note. I want you to imagine that this note is the love of your life. I want you to play this note like there's no note coming before or after it. Like this note is it. This is the last note that you're ever gonna play in your entire life.
It's distortion.
Oh, interesting. Listen.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
How one loves. Everyone has a different definition. Right. So all right. Take a moment. If you wouldn't mind indulging me, close your eyes even. Really envision that note. Imagine the love you have for that note, and play that note.
Oh, the purity.
Nope, one note.
Not even the octave.
Not even the octave, just one note. Let it ring, and let it ring. One more time. It's funny, but also like, yeah. It feels different.
It's a real reaction.
Right. So isn't that crazy? It's just one note, right? But because he put all that intentionality behind it, all his feeling behind that note, we all felt differently about it.
And maybe it's also the anticipation. Because, you know, like that cheesecake I had earlier.
Right. You wanted it when you wanted it, but you couldn't have it when you wanted it. So when you finally had it,
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
no, it was fantastic. It was even better. It was even better. What I loved about what you did, because here's the thing. When I first asked you to play a note, well, actually, I think what you did was pretty loving, to be fair to you, the first note, you know. But then when I said, okay, play a note, you're like, good. But then when you said, I'm in love with this note, you let it ring, you let it resonate. And if you allow space for it, the beauty, you were able to witness all the beauty was there. You didn't clutter it up with a bunch of other notes in the background. You didn't have any side notes. Sorry.
Although it was your first instinct to put an octave to hit 3 A's in one position.
That's, yeah. If you want to hit 3 A's in one position, that's your business. What I'm saying is, but yeah, so that's the power of one note. Now, Adam, I want you to pick another note. Okay. Now I want you mad at this note. This note owes you money. This note owes you money, and they've been avoiding your calls. Okay?
Wow.
Wow, get him.
Yeah, this note has been talking trash behind your back. Okay? Right. So now, so again, close your eyes. Put all your rage into this note. Ooh, to the point.
Oh, you hit that. That's real good. That's
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm mad too now. Okay, so now, first of all, clap it up for Adam. So those are just 2 examples. But you see how that changed the energy of the space? Like and that's the point. We can transmit feeling. We can transmit energy through sound. Right? But because he was intentional, it changed the whole thing. If he had spent that same time wondering what scale he was going to play, I don't know that he would have had as good of results as he just did. You can do that with the scale, but imagine if you took every note and you found a way to be that intentional with them. You may find you need less notes. Sometimes you need a lot of notes, you know. But sometimes you find you might not. Okay, so Felix, you're not getting out of this. Come on, get on the drum kit. Okay, I want to go back to love. I want to let's run it back. If we can, I want you to play the most loving beat. I want you to play the most loving groove. I shouldn't even say groove, because maybe no, man. You didn't, man. I don't believe you. That felt casual. That felt like a casual groove. I shouldn't even say groove, because maybe it's not a groove. But play the drums with the power of love in your spirits. Okay, first, just close your eyes for me. Imagine the most loving beat you can, and then play something for us.
Very, how does it feel?
Yeah, clap it up for that, clap it up. I felt the love. You know, yeah, the rivets. Listen, it was, I felt the consistency in your love. You know what I'm saying? You show up every day. That isn't a sometimes kind of love.
Steady as a beating drum?
All right, so let's try it again. Now let's go to the other direction. So again, let's give some ajna. Let's give some aggression I want you to. Who are you mad at right now? You don't have to. You don't have to say their name. Is there somebody? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. This might get emotional. It might get too real. I want you to take all that frustration and put that into a beat. Can you do that for me? Okay. Please close your eyes. Invoke the energy and play.
That's what made me outside.
Clap it up. Anyway, I'm sorry on their behalf. I am sorry on their behalf. Whatever they did, I am sorry. You deserve better, Felix. I want you to know that. Okay. All right. So that's part one. Okay. So it's like invoking energy. Okay. So now, I would like to talk about. I'm sorry. We need to get a vocalist up here to do this. We're gonna do this again. We got to do it with voice, though. We got to do this with voice. Do we have any volunteer vocalists? Okay. Your hand shot up. Give it up for Jomani.
All right.
Okay. Now, let's try it again. So, one note. Let's see if you can create the most loving energy you can with that note.
That's difficult. Is it?
One more time. Now, flip it. Anger. Anger.
It was like a minute.
Clap some more for it. Right. You felt the difference. It's there. It just is. It just is. I didn't make the rules. It just is. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. That's a practical tool you can use. And I don't always succeed at this, but if I can remember before I play, okay, let me invoke what I'm trying to get. Where am I trying to go? Now my notes take on a different meaning. Okay, so that's how you can do it mentally. Here's another thing that we can do. Who knows Santana? Hey.
Personally, yes.
Carlos Santana. Okay, so I be mentioning this occasionally, and everyone thinks it's so silly, and it seems silly, but he's so right. So he has a master class on that website. I can't remember what it's called. But he has a website. No, he has a master class on this website, and he has a whole lesson about facial expressions. And it's not a joke. He's very, and by the way, if you don't know, like, Carlos has always been, you know Carlos, my buddy Carlos, he's always been very spiritual in his approach. Very, very, very much. And he talks about the importance of creating that energy with your facial expressions. Okay? So, I think we naturally do this to one degree or another. A lot of musicians may access what is commonly referred to as the stank face, right?
Hey.
Right? So that's, but think about it. That's only one face. There are a lot of other faces.
But is it just used to describe all the different faces people make?
Fair.
Because I feel like I feel like it's more a like, oh, look at his stank face, not like, oh, that's just for like a specific instance. I feel like whenever a musician is in a groove, like no matter what the mood is, like you might make a different face, but you make a definitive face about it. You know.
That's a fair point. I will say, like, the different, like, literally I feel like eras have different faces. for political reasons, I don't know if I should go into right now.
Go into it.
Well, no, like listen, like the standard face for musicians in the old days was you gotta smile,
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
But again, it's intended. It is intended to invoke an energy, or maybe to to diffuse certain energies. Especially when you're on stage and you're giving something that's really powerful, it can invoke some feelings and some reactions that may not be positive. So you use the face, the mask.
The mask.
Use the mask to create energy, or to deflect energy. Okay? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say it.
That's
Hey,
very-
hey, we're gonna have a little. Can you be? I want to do a little martial arts demonstration. This is crazy. Listen, so this is really basic, but one of the big things, because this is physical energy. This is physics. This is the world. Okay, like in the world, a lot of the times, people teach you to block. But here's the thing: if you let's try to just try and grab my punch. Okay, so if she grabs my punch, all the energy that I am giving is pushed into her body, so she absorbs that force.
Yeah.
Listen. Right, if I do that one more time. All right, now that was you're hamming it up. But yeah, but still, no, don't ham it up. Do it one more time. Okay, you can see it. It's a jolt. She absorbs that energy. There's even so okay, yeah, I'm parkour. I'm gonna bring up parkour somehow. The point is, no, listen, it's gonna make sense. Versus deflecting the energy. Okay? So if she, instead of trying to absorb the energy, moves it in another direction, now that energy goes somewhere else. So if I go like this, okay, now the energy is here, right? She didn't absorb that. She moved it somewhere else. Okay? So those are two things you can do, right? Now sometimes maybe you want to take the energy, okay. But then in other instances, you try to move the energy in another direction. And that's why when you see those crazy videos where people jump off of buildings and stuff, I advise no one do that. Please, nobody do that. That's for trained professionals. And then they do this roll. The reason they jump off, if you jump off and then you roll, is because it distributes the force over that roll, as opposed to it all just being absorbed through your whole body into your legs and break your legs. So you can displace energy. You can also redistribute energy. Okay. Thank you. Give it up for Olivia. I'm like, how far do I go into this? Okay, so here's the point I'm making. Faces. Faces. So we have, so there's the stank face, the classic stank face. There's the smile. But what are some other faces we can use to get some other energy? Nate, you have a face. You definitely have a face. Let's pick a feeling, guys. Can we pick a feeling for?
Conflicted.
Oh, conflicted. I like that one.
So I'm gonna make the conflicted.
You need to give a conflict. First, you have to make a conflicted face, and then play a conflicted chord.
That was so quick.
He's good. Well, good. Right. Okay. This is too fun. We gotta give him another one. Give another emotion. Let's try another one. What's another one? Disgust. Can you get grosser? Feel more disgusted.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Give it a second. That's what I'm saying. Give it a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Mm.
I don't know. That didn't really do it.
No. Yeah, no. We're gonna keep banging away at it. Let's get.
That's a little more disgusting.
Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. Take a breath.
Yeah, lock back.
Take a second. Face first. Face first. Let it in through your face, and then out through your through your fingers.
Gotta put that on a shirt.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend. I think we're on the right track.
Okay.
But I'm on a technical level. We need more crunch. We need more distance. We need like some minor seconds in there. We need something.
We're fine in seconds today.
Not enough.
Okay.
Maybe even in a lower register.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's see. No. Don't think. Don't think.
Well,
I know. I just made you think, but don't think. Wax on, wax off. Listen. Face first.
I think it's so back and forth though, you know?
Mhm.
Like conjuring those feelings
Right.
and like, you know, the relationship between the sound and the feeling.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. So why don't we do this then? How about take a couple passes at it. Let it build up. Let the disgust, let it grow.
Okay.
Yeah, clap it up for that. Yeah.
That was the
I sir almost want to vomit. So thank you. That was great. No, I was like, oh. That was great. Okay, so that's how we can use our face. And then lastly, what I want to say is like, so this is the thing, right? We think we're like just practicing with our fingers, but that's only. Did you know that's only one part of your body?
Yeah.
What if you use your whole body? What if your posture, what if like how you stand or how you sit was a piece of it? What if you said, I'm not just playing the keyboard or the guitar or the drums, but like my body is gonna reflect what I'm trying to create. So face, neck, I'm still in my disgust.
pants, shoes.
Or what were we just doing? What wasn't gross, it was disgust. Right, and this is interesting because as a musician, you're generally taught, which is good advice, to stay relaxed, right? But maybe in this case, you're not relaxed. Maybe you're tense. Maybe you're condensed. Maybe you're revolted. Okay, try it one more time. Give us some bodily disgust. No, keep it going. Keep it going.
I mean, what more you want me to do?
Yeah, clap it up for that. All right, so I think you guys see the point, right? And this is used one to invoke feelings. And this is a tool, Prince used it. By the way, I don't know if y'all know, but Prince, anyone a Prince fan in here?
Yeah.
If you're not, you need to get on. You need to get with it. And it's partially Prince's fault because he like made it hard for us to hear his music. I get it. He did it for a good reason. Yo, you right. Sony made it hard.
Listen.
Yeah, on some real shit.
Listen.
But not everyone knows. But Prince, he had a lot of self-confidence issues actually. But no one would guess that based on his stage persona. Apparently, every show he had to be in the mirror and be like, "You can do this. You're the best." There's actually a song called "Cream" that goes, "This is it. You're the best that's ever done it." It's just affirmations. And apparently that's what he has to do in order to do what he did. Right? So it's not only a way to, communicate energy, create different feelings, but it's to put you in the space of who you need to be. You can kind of trick your body into doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like you're the baddest motherfucker, you can decide you are, and it happens. If you stand tall, if you said who is who would if I was, you can be like, I ain't shit if that's really what you feel. But you'd be like, if I was the baddest motherfucker, who's the baddest?
I'm the baddest.
Sure enough. All right, sorry. If you were like, if I were the baddest, what would I look like? What would I sound like? How would I stand? How would I speak? Right? Would you be? If you were the baddest, does that feel in alignment for you of how you would speak? And you can say, okay, I'm gonna play the part, and just keep playing the part and see what happens. See what happens. Decide who that person is and keep playing the part and see what happens for you. All right. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me, I'll end it by saying this, to be clear. Like, the real point is like, I've been doing this, I've been playing music like 20 years, something like that. Most of my life. And, it doesn't matter how long I've been doing it. It doesn't matter, because I definitely did all of the education. I read all of the theory books. I did all the hours of practice. But I guarantee you, if that's all I did, and that's all you do, you're only accessing one piece of the puzzle. In fact, you've only just started if that's all you've done. If all you've ever done is the theory piece, you did all that education, you've only just started your journey. Okay? So, I just want you to know, I struggle, sometimes I don't want to be here all the time. Sometimes I don't want to be perceived. I want to be at home playing Apex.
That's true.
Sometimes I'm not feeling my most confident. But if I remember, that's but what if I was feeling confident? How would I be in the world? How would I be in this space? It allows me to do something else. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make music. Do we want to make music? Yeah? Okay, so bring that intentionality. Let's bring that intentionality into the music tonight. Experiment with it. See, before you get on stage, if you're a singer, instead of being like, shit, what am I gonna say? Think, what feeling do I want to create? What does this make me feel, or what do I want this to turn into? You can either rest in what it already is or create something else based on what you want it to be. Same thing with the instruments. Don't be like, oh, okay, what cool chord progression should I play? No. Think about, all right, how do I want this to feel? What do I want this to invoke? And see if something else happens.
Yeah.
Okay, can we give it up for the house band real quick?